Hello and welcome to GameGen! If you're the kind of person who gets excited by the sound of a horn echoing through the mountains or the satisfying click-clack of wheels on steel tracks, then this video is for you. Today we're diving into some of the most interesting upcoming train games, from laid-back station sims to, for some reason, many intense survival adventures set on post-apocalyptic megatrains. But of course, we had to include them. So grab your, well, maybe a cup of tea, and let's check out what's coming down the line. Railborn. Railborn is like a steampunk survival game with trains at the heart of everything. You start out as a small crew trying to survive in a post-apocalyptic world where the only safe way to travel is by train. Think Mad Max, but with rails and brass pipes. You'll gather resources, build and upgrade your train, and explore a dangerous and mysterious world full of hazards and surprises. The train itself is your mobile base. Everything from your storage and workstations to your crew quarters will be built on it, and it keeps growing as you upgrade. You'll need to stop in different regions to scavenge for materials, fight off threats, and sometimes make moral choices that may affect your journey. There's a light story element here as well, with bits of lore and events unfolding as you go. Train Station Project. Train Station Project is basically the dream game for anyone who has ever wanted to run their own train station. Not just the trains, but everything behind the scenes as well. You start off managing a rundown station, sweeping up trash, repainting walls, fixing broken equipment, and slowly bringing the place back to life. But this isn't just about tidying up, it's about turning a forgotten stop into a thriving hub. As your station improves, you unlock more services beyond just selling tickets. You can open up a post office, lost and found, shops, vending machines, even arcade rooms if you're feeling a little fancy. However, with more stuff comes more responsibility. You'll be hiring staff, building housing for them, and managing supplies to keep everything stocked and running smoothly. Back in Service, a Metro driver. Back in Service, a Metro driver puts you in the operator seat of an urban metro system, and it's all about nailing the rhythm of city life. You're not building train lines or managing stations here. You're actually the driver, responsible for getting passengers from point A to point B safely, smoothly, and right on time. It's simple, but oddly immersive. The game focuses on the small, often overlooked details that make public transportation feel real. You'll need to follow speed limits, stop precisely at platforms, open and close doors, and deal with various little surprises, like sudden passenger emergencies or tricky weather conditions that affect braking. But beyond the mechanics, it's also about soaking in the vibe of the city. Hey, if you're enjoying this video and want to see more like it, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out the channel and lets me know you want more content like this. Alright, back to the video. Frostrail. Frostrail is basically what you would get if Metro Exodus met a hardcore survival co-op game and threw in an upgradable steam-powered battle train for good measure. At first glance, it might look like a peaceful ride through a snowy landscape, but don't let that falling snow and chugging engine fool you. This is a brutal first-person survival game where the world has been frozen, twisted, and overrun by terrifying Eldritch-styled monsters. You play as one of the last remaining survivors, clinging to life aboard a heavily armored, drivable train powered by the mysterious Eden engine. This train is your base, your shelter, and your lifeline. You'll spend time upgrading it, maintaining it, and trying not to crash into a ravine. Hmmsim Metro. Hmmsim Metro is the kind of game that scratches a very specific itch. The desire to sit in a metro train cabin and drive through incredibly realistic subway tunnels. It's a Korean-developed train driving simulator that lets you take full control of Seoul's subway system, and it's way more immersive than you might expect. You're not managing train lines or juggling station staff. Instead, you're living the life of a metro driver, handling acceleration, braking, signal lights, arrival announcements, and staying perfectly on schedule. The focus here is accuracy and realism, and fans of real-world transit systems will love the attention to detail. The tunnels are dark and moody, the stations are familiar to anyone who's ridden the Seoul Metro, and the experience is all about mastering the daily rhythm of metro driving. Enginefall. Enginefall might be a bit of a stretch if you're looking for a traditional train game, but hey, there's definitely a train in it. A giant post-apocalyptic megatrain, to be exact. This one is more like a survival sandbox meets a social uprising simulator, all set aboard a massive, endlessly moving train where the last scraps of humanity live and scheme. You start at the back of the train as a lowly tally and fight, craft, and strategize your way to the front, aiming to overthrow the ruling classes and maybe even take control of the train yourself. There's PvP, crafting, base building, raiding other trains with your personal assault shuttle, the Dagger, and even managing your own passengers once you're in charge. Just don't let them revolt against you. It's chaotic, gritty, and ambitious. Super Loco World – Cozy Train Automation. Super Loco World is basically what happens when cozy vibes and factory automation hop on a train together. It's got this charming, laid-back atmosphere, but don't be fooled. There's plenty of brain-tickling logistics under the hood. You're not just running a train here, you're building a whole rail-based delivery system. Think Factorio or Satisfactory, but instead of a massive industrial sprawl, you've got adorable locomotives chugging along scenic tracks through lush little towns. The goal? Set up smooth supply chains using your train routes, with just the right mix of problem-solving and zen. You build stations, route goods, optimize deliveries, and gradually grow your cozy rail empire. Train Crew. Train Crew is like a dream come true for anyone who has ever wanted to live out their inner rail worker fantasy. Rather than just sitting in the driver's seat, you and your crew actually step out and do the work. Coupling cars, throwing switches, loading cargo, and getting your hands dirty on the job. The cool part? It's multiplayer. You and your friends can each take on different roles around the train yard. One person might be guiding a massive freight train into position while someone else runs along the track flipping switches or managing cargo. Visually, the game leans into realism without going full simulator overload. It strikes a very nice balance between accessible fun and detailed trade mechanics, especially if you're the type who gets a kick out of realistic rail operations. Century of Steam. If you've ever wanted to build your own railroad empire with the clanking charm of real steam engines, Century of Steam might be your dream game. This physics-based multiplayer railroad simulator drops you into a beautifully detailed world, where you can build and operate a historic narrow-gauge railway set between 1869 and 1969. A full century of steam-powered nostalgia. Developed by Studio 346, the game lets you lay down tracks in real time, shape the landscape, and run authentic American steam locomotives with all the gritty realism you could ever ask for. We're talking working boiler systems, manual firing, and an audio simulation that makes you feel like you are right there in the engine room. So expect some pretty stunning scenery as you carve your path through forests, hills, and frontier towns. Fogpiercer. Fogpiercer is what happens when a tactical deck builder, a roguelike, and a post-apocalyptic train sim all smash together in a big snowy explosion. You are the commander of a heavily armed train carving its way through a fog-covered wasteland, and your job is to keep it rolling, survive intense encounters, and build the ultimate rail-bound war machine. Every carriage you attach to your train isn't just cosmetic, it actually adds new cards to your deck. Want more firepower? Add an artillery car. Need some more defense? Grab a shield unit. The cool part is that upgrading your train also means upgrading your deck, with powerful synergies when certain carriages are maxed out. Combat in this game plays out on a grid, with some pretty strong Into the Breach vibes. Railway Life. Railway Life is one of those cozy games that just lets you take a deep breath and relax. Instead of managing logistics or chasing high scores, you're cruising through the peaceful countryside of a small British island on a charming little steam engine. There's no rush, no timers, just you, the tracks, and a world full of nostalgia. The whole vibe is about slow travel. You'll be exploring old, forgotten railway lines, overgrown tracks that twist through forests, fields, and sleepy little villages. Along the way, you can stop at all sorts of unique little locations, each with its own stories and details to uncover. It's the kind of game where you're encouraged to look out the window, take your time, and just soak in the scenery. Transport Fever 3. Transport Fever 3 is what you get when you mix city building, logistics, and a love for vehicles into one massive sandbox. It is the latest in the popular series where your main goal is to build a thriving transport empire across land, sea, and air. But let's be honest, the trains usually steal the show. You start in the 1800s and progress through to the modern day, watching technology evolve as you go. Steam trains, diesel giants, sleek electric bullet trains, they're all here. And it's not just about laying down tracks and watching trains go back and forth. You need to design smart routes, manage your finances, meet the needs of growing cities, and optimize your entire transport network to move people and cargo efficiently. Times of Progress. Times of Progress is one of those games that quietly sneaks up on you and then suddenly you're hours deep, completely obsessed with building the perfect train network. Set during the age of Industrial Revolution and beyond, this game blends transport management, city growth, and a bit of automation to create a surprisingly deep and addictive experience. You're not just laying down tracks, you're shaping entire regions. The fun part is how everything feels connected. You start small with a little station and a single train, and before long, you're managing multiple lines, tweaking timetables, and optimizing cargo flows between growing towns. And the world evolves as well. Towns grow depending on how well you serve them. Trainfort. Trainfort is kind of wild, but in the best way. Imagine taking your classic train game and smashing it together with a survival base builder. That's basically what you get here, a mix of resource management, crafting, and strategic defense, all from the comfort of your trusty train. You're riding across a dangerous post-apocalyptic world, and your train isn't just for getting around, it's your mobile base. Each carriage can be customized for different functions: crafting gear, growing food, storing loot, or even mounting weapons to defend against raiders. Yeah, it's not just about relaxing train rides. This one throws in some action as well. The game balances chill resource gathering with tense moments of survival, as you need to upgrade your train to withstand tougher threats and keep your little crew alive. Train Planet. Train Planet is a realistic and immersive train simulation game originally created as a passion project by train enthusiasts and real-life train conductors. It started as a small, heartfelt project to bring the authentic feel of railroading to life. And now, it's grown into a detailed simulation that aims to continue evolving with community input. In this game, you'll take control of a variety of faithfully recreated locomotives, from diesel engines to high-speed electric trains, and navigate through beautifully rendered environments that mirror real-life landscapes, stations, and track profiles. Whether you're transporting passengers through bustling cities or hauling freight across scenic countrysides, the experience is designed to feel authentic and engaging. I hope you found this video helpful. Be sure to leave a comment below if any of these games caught your eye, or if there are other upcoming releases you'd like to hear about. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing for more gaming content in the future. Thanks for watching.